And somewhere in a village down below, a small girl saw a shadow walk up at her feet and reach its arms to the sky. At the end of the moment, she realized it was the sun showing her a man on the mountain. And the shadow walked away. That's a paragraph from my forthcoming novel, documentary, biography, autobiography type of thing. It's my story. Like everything else, 80% of it's true. And probably 5 to 10 somewhere in there isn't. And the other stuff leaves me questioning. China Winter by J. Archer Alterquist. That's Judas to you. But it's at the second pass when Jimmy said, "Come to China with me." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Yeah, I'm leaving in 10 days, all that." And I was like, "I gotta get out of here." And he says, "Come in a couple weeks after I leave." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because we're getting ready to walk around a mountain. A sacred pilgrimage goes through Tibet. And we'll meet you when we get back." And I'm like, "I'm supposed to find my way into mainland China? I have no idea." I'm a kind of guy that doesn't watch the news about other people. I run into people from Africa in college campuses, and they're just standing and they're all freaked out looking at a wall. And I say, "Can I help you?" And they're like, "Ah." And I say, "Oh, no, what do you need?" And they're like, "Ah." I say, "You seem very frightened." And they say, "Oh." And they're from someplace like Africa, someplace where there are people killing each other with hose left and right. That's all we know about them doing all day in and day out. And they say, "We watched the news before coming here, and it is very frightening. The people they use to scare us are scared out of their minds about us." Oh my good golly. Go someplace like that for about 8 months and come back and get off the plane and experience your first sense of culture shock. So much aggression, so much obesity, everything's freakish, and it's like, we're a scary group of people, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Not proud. How could I be proud of just waking up somewhere in somebody's fucking wet bed, you know? Well, it depends on the story. I'm talking about childbirth, but I didn't ask to come here. How can I be proud of that? I'm fairly fortunate to be a white male that happens to have U.S. citizenship. I consider that lucky, but there's no pride in that at all. I didn't do anything. I just get off light. And You see what you can get away with? So I'm there in China. Jimmy says, yeah. And I say, no way, I can't find you in China. I didn't know anything about China. And I didn't speak the language. I bought a book in that week before I took off, put it in my back pocket. It works. And he says, well, if you come with us, we're going up to, it's 5,049 kilometers, or how the hell does that work? Turns out that it's about 15,147 feet, the highest point we've passed in there. He said I could die. Altitude sickness. And I said, well, just roll me over in a ditch and leave me. I'm not going to try and find you in China. I didn't have any preconceived notions about these people, and it turns out to be quite well, because everything they tell you is a lie. China is lawless. There's a personal freedom that you do not see in the U.S. and other countries. They just, of course, they say, well, they make people disappear. And it's like, yeah, but they admit it. We have people disappearing all the time. We could just, there goes a black man. I'm just kidding about that. They could just make us disappear anytime they want. You'd be like, what's his name? Sean Conn, whatever his name is, James Bond. You could be like him in The Rock, sitting in a cell somewhere in the dark for years and years and years because you got microfilm and you can't even get a haircut. And they just don't admit it when we disappear here. China, they want people to know. They got enough people running the streets already. You got to keep them in line. We'll fucking take you. So there's that. So I go into China. And I did go over this mountain pass. And Nolan's Victoria just pulled in. And on that mountain pass, I said, oh! I can't even do the Tarzan yell. It'll down all the damn sound. And thing is, when I walked up to that pass, I was alone. I went further than I was supposed to. And there was a little girl sitting on a rock, and she was just looking at me. And this is one of those places where I don't know if it's true or not, or you don't. I know it is. I had people talking over my shoulders that translated in my book, which weren't there. But she's just sitting there looking at me, and I went over there and I did my thing that I was supposed to do when I got to the pass. I was alone. I'd left everybody behind. I didn't need anybody to walk around the trail. It's only 150, 250 miles. I could never quite figure it out. But, yeah, I watched the ravens fly. I'd been waiting for that, and the sun was setting. And I was standing on a mountain, and I think of an airplane. You ever have an airplane go over you? The thing about an airplane shadow is that it's a plane on the ground and a plane in the air. No real difference, because the light that's casting the shadow is the sun. It's so damn far away that you can be standing there drinking a beer, you're standing there going, ha ha ha, looking at things, you're trying to figure out if you were supposed to do something that day, and all you're in the backyard house, and this shadow, this black, like the last shadow out of Avatar, this giant shadow goes over you and you go, Jesus, and you look up, and there's a damn airliner 30,000 feet up going over you. The sun hit you just right, and the shadow looks just the same size because the distance of the light. That's a pretty neat thing. And so there's a little girl down in some village. I made that up because I wasn't down there. I was up there looking at the imaginary girl that I turned around and she was gone. And then the people came up and they worshiped me. They look at me. They don't have hair. They don't have curls. They don't have blue. They don't have blonde. I think they purposely hacked my hair to make it look good for the next customers when I got a haircut in China, because I looked down at the floor and there was all this black fur all over and just golden locks of hair. And I like to think that my shadow could have put a life-size human being on the ground walking up in front of this girl, and she's going, what the hell? It made people scream thinking I was a demon before. It probably would have done it to her. But then, just walk away. So you've known me for a minute. But whoever knows how long it can last. Black van. It's part of my thing. And this isn't for everybody. But it might be for you. I just disappear on a while. Every once in a while.